In the cold and vast lands of the north, where the winds howled across barren landscapes and snow-capped mountains pierced the heavens, the Norse gods and their followers found meaning not just in the strength of the sword or the power of the storm, but in the gifts that nature bestowed upon them. One such gift was honey, transformed into a drink that carried both divine blessings and legendary significance. The mead of poetry, or sonarmed, a sacred elixir that granted knowledge, wisdom, and eloquence to those fortunate enough to partake. The legends surrounding the mead of poetry are intertwined with the very essence of Norse mythology and the intricate dance of gods and mortals. The tale begins with a struggle for power between the Aesir gods and the Vanir, two distinct groups of gods in Norse myth. Following a great war, the two sides sought to cement peace through the creation of a truce, and from this truce was born the sacred mead. The gods, in their wisdom, decided to brew a divine drink that would not only symbolize the agreement, but also grant immense knowledge to whoever drank it. But the journey to obtaining this powerful nectar was far from simple. At the heart of the story lies the god Kvasir, born from the saliva exchange between the warring gods. Kvasir, a being of great wisdom, wandered the world sharing his knowledge, until he met two mischievous dwarves, Jailer and Galer, who killed him and mixed his blood with honey, creating the mead of poetry. This mead, it was said, held the power to bestow divine knowledge, insight, and poetic eloquence, qualities that would elevate anyone who consumed it to the status of a poet or seer, capable of speaking with divine wisdom and insight. The mead's ability to awaken the mind and tongue was coveted by both gods and men alike. The legend continues with the ambitious efforts of Odin, the chief of the Aesir gods, to obtain the mead. Odin, ever in search of greater wisdom, undertook a perilous journey, sacrificing both eye and comfort to win the mead from the giant Sudom, who guarded it jealously in a mountain fortress. Through a combination of trickery, sacrifice, and divine cunning, Odin managed to acquire the mead, which he then shared with the poets, seers, and those whose words would shape the fate of the gods and men. In Norse society, poets held a revered status. Their words were believed to be woven with the threads of fate, capable of altering the course of history. To be gifted with the mead of poetry was to be given access to the very fabric of wisdom that connected the heavens and the earth. The mead was not merely a beverage. It was a conduit to the divine, a gateway to the creative and intellectual realms that mortals could scarcely understand. It elevated ordinary men to the status of seers, offering them a divine eloquence that transcended the mortal realm. The significance of the mead of poetry in Norse mythology speaks to the importance the Norse placed on knowledge, creativity, and communication. The ability to express oneself through words was seen as a divine gift, and the mead, brewed from the nectar of the gods and the blood of Kvasir, became a symbol of this power. Through this sacred drink, mortals and gods alike could bridge the gap between the ordinary and the divine, unlocking a deeper understanding of the world, the cosmos, and their place within it. The mead of poetry became a sacred drink not just for those seeking knowledge, but for those yearning to understand the world through art and expression. On a more practical level, the drink known as mead, fermented honey mixed with water and sometimes fruits or spices, was consumed throughout the ancient world, not just in Norse lands. Its unique combination of sweetness, alcohol, and sometimes spices made it a beloved drink for feasts and celebrations. The honey in the mead, with its natural sugars and fermentable properties, created a drink that was both stimulating and nourishing. It was a drink of celebration, of victory, and of communal bonding, just as much as it was one of knowledge and divine insight. From a modern perspective, the consumption of mead may seem like little more than a fun historical curiosity or an indulgent beverage to enjoy on occasion. However, the positive effects of moderate mead consumption, particularly those related to its honey content, align with the legendary properties attributed to the mead of poetry. Honey itself is known to have various health benefits, including antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory properties. And when fermented into mead, it can also serve as a source of moderate alcohol content. This combination can have positive effects on both the body and the mind. Mead, when consumed in moderation, has been shown to help reduce stress and improve social bonding. Two qualities that would likely have been appreciated by the Norse, whose society placed a high value on community and strong relationships. Alcohol in moderation is known to have a relaxing effect, easing tension and promoting a sense of camaraderie among those who partake. Just as the mead of poetry brought wisdom to the individual, modern mead has the potential to foster social connection and alleviate the stresses of daily life. Its unique blend of fermented honey and natural sugars also provides a subtle energy boost, making it an ideal drink for both contemplation and celebration. In this way, the effects of mead on social bonding and relaxation mirror the divine qualities attributed to the mead of poetry, a drink that not only elevates the individual but also strengthens the collective, bringing people together through shared experience. The idea that mead could foster wisdom and eloquence also connects to the modern understanding of how certain foods and drinks affect the mind. Honey, in particular, is known to improve brain function. It contains antioxidants that protect brain cells from oxidative damage, which could, in theory, enhance cognitive function and mental clarity. Combined with the relaxing properties of alcohol, mead might create an environment in which creativity and clear thinking are nurtured, ideal for both poets and philosophers, just as the mead of poetry once was for the ancient gods and heroes of Norse mythology. The legend of the mead of poetry, with its divine origins and transformative powers, speaks to a deeper truth about the human desire for knowledge, expression, and connection. Mead, as a product of honey, is a reminder of the natural world's ability to provide nourishment not just for the body, but for the mind and soul as well. In a time when the gods walked among mortals and every sip of a drink could alter the course of history, the mead of poetry stood as a symbol of the divine potential within each of us, the ability to unlock wisdom, creativity, and eloquence through the simplest of gifts from nature. Today, as we sip on mead or any drink made with honey, we are reminded of these ancient stories and the profound ways in which nature's gifts have always held the power to inspire, connect, and elevate humanity. Whether in a feast hall or a quiet moment of reflection, the legacy of the mead of poetry lives on, offering us a taste of the divine and the possibility of transforming the ordinary into something extraordinary.